This is Mike Adebisi Vandrio with GameSpot at the NASL Grand Finals Day 2. I'm here speaking to the CEO of NASL, Russel Pfister. Good to talk to you here. So just to start off, this is a big event for you guys coming up to Canada. What have your initial event impressions been? The turnout, the games, the competition. How successful has this event been for you guys?
I think we hit this one out of the park. The fans, the Canadian fans made, that all possible by filling the building. But we wanted to come to Toronto just on our viewerships. We knew Toronto loved to watch us, and they actually love to come in person and watch us too. I think it's been a great success.
And so you guys are, of course, running 4 tournaments here, the CSL, WCS, NASL, and then also the Tribes event. And MLG, they got a little bit of criticism about how they had the WCS running simultaneously. Do you think you guys have done a good job being able to balance the 4 different events, or the 4 different tournaments, I should say?
I hope so. I mean, with the one main stage and another stage to be able to do it with multiple streams, it's definitely a balancing act. To do that, but I think, as we'll see, as today is, basically a championships day where we're able to go through each one of them and really give them each the spotlight they deserve.
Yep. And so then just speak a little bit about, coming up to Canada, obviously an international event, very challenging. The Canadian fans, very outspoken. They've been, hollering at the community, get an event up here. And, there's so much that goes into it. Is it something you'd do again?
We definitely want to. I mean, with a crowd like this, it's something that we'll be looking for. Any opportunity that we can come out here, especially with a good turnout like this.
So when you guys originally announced the 3 seasons, there's talk of $200,000 for season 3, and so you guys decided to stick with $100,000 for the season 3, and then you decided to redistribute some of that prize money to the divisional play, and it's still $100,000, and then the divisional play to help incentivize players to make sure the lack of walkovers happen. So just talk to me a little bit about how you guys came to that conclusion, and also just maybe a comment about why the prize pool for the Grand Finals event wasn't made public until just this weekend.
Well, first I'll go on the I guess it was public at the beginning of our season. We announced our prize pool. We announced everything. Probably it's not as much a spotlight as we have now coming into it. So if you go back in the news articles, we can see that, and that was also part of the whole message of season 3, that we looked at our format. We wanted to go live. The audience wanted something live and fresh that was relevant, with patches. And so we worked to upgrade our equipment so we could give the same high-level content and live. And part of that was also, how do we, with a long season, which we think is great to build, the storyline for an event like this, how do we make each game matter? And by putting money on the line, we're able to take the price, we'll redistribute it and say, let's put something on the line to where, look, there's storylines, whether you're qualifying for, a bye or the playoffs, or even for trying to stay in the league next season, there's storylines, but if it's a dead game, at least you're fighting for $150.
Yeah, and so now this event, the turnout's been massive. You were talking about you're worried that all the tickets will be gone. Have you had to turn people away? And what kind of challenges have there been in terms of have you been worried about the fire code and all that kind of jazz?
Yeah, it's fire code. I think we're at the numbers that we're allowed to get in the building, but it's mainly I guess it's a problem you want to have, but it becomes very real. With EMT and CPR people, if it's getting hot in the building, or there's all kinds of other things with this many people that, and I guess for the problems you want to have, but they become very real.
And so looking forward then, what can we expect season 4 compared to season 3? Anything new in store? You've kind of hit your stride, kind of keep going on the trajectory you're heading?
The feedback we've got from what we're doing, and even season 2, we're working on a lot of things that we see for see now in season 3. By adding, new casters, I think we have a lot more growth we're doing, and as we're ready to do it, we'll show it to you. But I would expect the same amount of growth we've seen over the seasons from us. We're continuing to innovate, and we want to stay on the forefront.
So I believe you said your staff has kind of grown from a starting team of 6 you had at the beginning, and now it's up to 22, I think it might have been. And is that kind of the size you like? Do you want to kind of keep getting bigger?
It's been. We've grown so fast. That's always the challenge. Is how to tackle the problems you had, and then you're dealing with the next ones too. So you're not quite ever spun up enough because you're dealing with more things. But I think we want to do it right, and we want to. So I wouldn't say that there's a hard stop here. We want to grow at the right pace for what we're doing, and make sure that we solve our problems, fix them for good as we move on, and tackle the next challenges.
So you guys previously have done Heroes of New Earth. Now, of course, you're doing Tribes as well. Do you see doing more Tribes in the future, and do you see maybe some other kind of promotional titles coming in under the NASL banner?
Yeah, I mean, part of our all these new titles out there, it's we want to work with developers to show how we can show their product best to gamers, right? Now, and obviously, their first concern should be that it's good for the gamers, that it's good to play. But it's an extra bonus when you have a game like StarCraft that came out, or StarCraft 2 that came out, where you've got these great replay tools. And fans can say, I wish we had this and joint replay, but they're pretty robust out of the gate that they had this vision of how it was gonna be broadcast. And if other titles kind of thought about that going through, and sometimes maybe it's not worth it, for them. But when they can, I think those sort of tools help. So working with those sort of things, and we want to do things to the same level we do with StarCraft, and that's some of the expansion we're growing is so we can handle more titles and do it to the same level.
So looking forward then once again to Season 4, when do you think we'll start hearing some news about qualification, and when you guys will be back on your nightly broadcast schedule?
When we get back, in about a week, we'll be back on some nightly broadcasts. We're going to be doing a King of the Hill, kind of server-based, and we'll end up doing something where we'll bring some players for the King of the Hill. Season 4 will start in September. We'll announce those dates, which will end in early December, just like last year. And we'll release those details to come out, but that's the plan. So we'll have four seasons a year, 2 majors and 2 others.
All right, and I guess just to close things off there, could we get some predictions looking at both the NASL finals and the Canadian WCS?
Yeah, I mean, Scarlet's, the story, right? Yeah, that's.
Everybody predicted Scarlet. So how about the grand finals, NASL Stefano versus Alicia?
Alicia, I would have to say that Stefano should have it. Alicia has been focused, but I think Stefano was more afraid of red with his EVZ, and then with his EVP. I mean, we'll see. I mean, hopefully, what we found is I think we have pretty good series in our finals, and I expect it to be a fight, in anyone's game.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the interview. Is there anything, last words you'd like to add?
Just keep watching and keep letting us know, with your feedback, and we're excited for next season.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned to GameSpot.com/esports for more coverage.